Good evening and welcome to the August 1st meeting of the Board of Education. I call the meeting to order. Mr. Morial is not here tonight. He had an emergency. And next up is the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. I need a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Thank you, 8-0. Okay. At every regular meeting of the board, up to 60 minutes has been allotted for public comments. The board will not respond to public comments. However, a member may ask that the chair obtain clarification. Residents, parents, students, and employees of the district will receive priority on the list of speakers. If a speaker is not present when his or her name is called, the opportunity to speak will be considered waived. Only persons signed up may speak. Speakers may not give their time to another person or have someone else speak on their behalf. Speakers may address the board for a maximum of 3 minutes. The board will not hear an open session. 1, complaints about the performance of school personnel. 2, personnel issues. 3, confidential student issues. Should a speaker wish to seek information or share items that may not be shared during public comments, members of UCPS cabinet staff are available to address your concerns or provide information. Cabinet staff members are seated at the table to my left. So first up is Harold Schomacher. Say it for better. Thank you.
Good evening.
I should know that.
RFK Jr. stated that the greatest threat to our nation's future is the epidemic of chronic illness in our children. It has gone from 6% in the 80s to 54% today. I'm going to share with you today indisputable evidence of what is driving this increase. This evidence is actually codified in law and in our court system. Do you remember the name of the 1986 law that gave vaccine manufacturers immunity from lawsuits and created a separate injury claim judicial system? Are you ready? The name of the law is the National Childhood Vaccination Injury Act of 1986. The name of the law says it all. In this law, you'll find the word injury 143 times and death 93 times. The 1986 law is very clear. Vaccines cause injury and death. The Vaccine Injury Compensation Program, the court system set up to award payments for injury claims, has paid out over $4 billion in claims. Clearly, its function confirms vaccines cause injury and death. The VAERS system for about 30 years has been telling us that they cause injury and death. Additionally, there are about 400 or so chronic illnesses facing our children today. Do you know where else you can find this comprehensive list of illnesses? On the vaccine inserts, which again clearly tells us they cause injury and death. There is only one thing that tells us anything different, and that one thing is the most sophisticated, successful, and deceitful propaganda campaign ever instituted against the American people. I'm talking about the Safe and Effective Propaganda Program. The true purpose of the law was to protect the vaccine supply chain. The propaganda campaign was created to hide the truth and drive economic benefits. Safe and Effective is in complete conflict with the law and the facts. My family has been touched by this. I've watched it happen in real time, which reminds me of the famous Voltaire quote, "Those that can be made to believe absurdities can be made to commit atrocities." It's an absurdity to believe increasing the number of injuring shots from 10 to 72 makes our children healthier, and it's an absurdity to believe protecting the vaccine supply chain at the cost of our children's health is in the public best interest. I'm going to ask you today to stop supporting the atrocity of injuring children for profit. The 1986 law had one component designed to help prevent injuries. The law requires safety testing. This has not been adhered to for over 30 years. They refuse to follow the law. I believe this lawlessness gives you the right and duty to suspend the enforcement of the vaccine requirement to attend school until the law is followed and safety studies are completed. The 1986 law says vaccines cause injury and death. The VICP says they cause injury and death. VAERS tells us they do. The inserts tell you they cause injury and death. There is no middle ground on this. You either protect the system that injures children for profit, or you take steps to protect our children. No safety studies, no vaccine enforcement. Parents need caution.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up is Abigail Prado.
Good evening. Last month, I came before you to speak in favor of the proposed bathroom policy. I detailed 4 cases in which biological males who identified as transgender, gender fluid, or non-binary entered a girl's bathroom or locker room and proceeded to sexually assault or harass the girls in there. Tonight, I present you with 3 more additional cases in which biological men used the guise of transgender inclusion to enter female-only spaces and sexually assault underage girls. On February 8, 2018, an 18-year-old biological male who identified as a transgender woman entered a woman's bathroom and began filming a young girl over the stall door as she used the toilet. The girl's screams caused the man to flee, but he was later identified using surveillance footage. A few weeks later, the same man entered a different women's bathroom and sexually assaulted a 10-year-old girl. He grabbed her by her face, shoved her into a stall, and violently assaulted her. When the girl's mother tried to intervene, the man threatened to stab her with a knife. It was later found that this man had shared and engaged in child pornography and that he had participated in many disturbing sexual conversations with minors in various internet chat rooms. On March 27, 2018, in Seattle, Washington, an 18-year-old biological male coerced a female student into a gender-neutral school bathroom, barred her from leaving, and physically forced her to perform oral sex on him. During the investigation, it was learned that the biological male had sexually assaulted a different minor girl in the exact same way when he was 15 years old. The victim later sued the school district, claiming that the gender-neutral bathroom policy was unsafe and that having an unsupervised gender-neutral space had been a defining factor in her rape. She argued that if the school had maintained male and female-only bathrooms, there would not have been a private, unsupervised space where a biological male would have had unfettered access to her. In February 2020, an 18-year-old biological male was arrested for committing criminal sex acts on a minor child in the school's gender-neutral bathroom. The high school student was charged with criminal child enticement, 4th-degree sexual assault, and exposing his genitals to a minor child. Investigators later claimed that if the school did not have a gender-neutral bathroom, the predator would not have had unsupervised space in the school to commit these sexual crimes. The question of whether or not we shall allow biological males into our girls' bathroom is not a matter of kindness, empathy, or inclusion. It is a matter of safety. And unfortunately, we have more than enough evidence that sexual predators and deviants will use the guise of transgender inclusion to gain access to what should be female-only spaces in order to sexually assault and harass our daughters. We must keep biological males out of our daughters' bathrooms in order to keep our daughters safe. Thank you.
Next up is Reagan Shaw.
Hi, TikTok. Hi, Threads. Hi, Instagram, whatever other social media apps. I told you guys I would bring you into the school board meeting. So here we are. This is part of my 3 minutes. Let me just flip it around. There we go. Okay. So this is our school board. These are the guys that ultimately have to be responsible for the policies that are in place at Union County Public Schools in North Carolina. I have told you guys about this book here that was banned because apparently it was too confusing for 2 men to have a baby. So I have mentioned to this board multiple times that this is a discriminatory thing to do, to take picture books off the shelves because they have 2 daddies or 2 mommies. So now I would like to get an answer as to why you guys think that this is acceptable. Now, I know you always say, that we don't respond to public comments. It's actually not a comment, it's a question. But the problem is you guys never respond to this question. It has been many months. We've had no responses to the email as to how you think that this is acceptable. So these are the faces of the people who are responsible for this decision. We would like a response to this discriminatory act. We would like it by email, and we would like it, or you could do it in the meeting. But we want answers, and we're going to be back every single time asking for answers about this because it's not acceptable. How do you think that makes two daddy families and two mommy families feel that have kids in Union County Public Schools? How do you think that makes them feel? These are the faces of the people who are responsible for this. They can change this decision. They can make it right. We're going to keep asking you. And it's not just going to be me asking. Why are you taking books off the shelves? Families or two mommy families.
Next up is Jen Saunders.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to a new school year. I'm going to address just a few things that were mentioned last month. All the talk about the possible bathroom policy, which is illegal, by the way, to protect our little girls is a national agenda talking point. I can assure you all that the examples that are used were pulled from the National Shock and Awe effort. I can tell you this, that my kid would rather hold it all day than go in the school bathroom. Well, let's talk about what happens there, shall we? Like they say in the movies, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Let's add smoking, vaping, sexual assault, and bullying. I don't believe keeping trans kids out of the bathroom is going to fix all of that. Privacy, security, safety, comfortable, all these are national check phrases for the Moms for Liberty group. Here's the deal. We all are a community. We all bring something unique and rewarding to the table. We all want the same for our kids. We want them to be safe from bullies, from school shootings. We want teachers who love being with our kids and hopefully help them be smarter than the rest of us. Let me ask everyone watching tonight, isn't that what you want? I can take a guess and say that the majority of you don't want to ban books. You don't believe in the CRT nonsense. And if you really look deep down, you don't understand enough to really know why this particular group of divided Moms for Liberty are going after our trans community. You can find me on all social media outlets and ask me, and I'll be completely honest with you. Just no hate, have an open conversation. Without education and knowledge, we will allow a small, loud, fear-based group of parents or people to slowly defund our educational system. I would encourage each and every one of our 41,000 parents in this district to learn as much as you can about our state legislation and their push to defund public education. The voucher program, HB 823, Choose Your School, Choose Your Future Act, would take more than $500 million by the year 2031 from our already strained public schools budget. Union County is already struggling with budget constraints, and we're number 3 in the state. So I'm asking the board, what are you going to do to protect public education? This is a new year, new school year. Let's start on a good note.
Okay. Next, I need a motion to approve the July 13 meeting minutes. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Next up, I need a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Thank you. Next up is Dr. Huan's report.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good evening, Board, and good evening, UCPS. The first day of school is less than 1 month away for all campuses on the traditional schedule. Wolf School has already started, and our early college will be starting tomorrow. Our school leaders, our central services staff, our support staff have done an exceptional job this summer preparing campuses, getting everything ready. And I want to say a big thank you for that hard work. We are thrilled to start the first day of school. And I just want to wish everyone a safe day, a safe first week, and a very successful school year. This is also our last week for summer camps in the mobile book bus. I want to say a big, big thank you to all staff who have done a phenomenal job, as well as the volunteers who have been in place this summer. Our camps were great. Our teachers did a great job. And by all accords, it was very successful. And finally, today is a special day for athletics across our county as our student athletes officially began practices. I want to say best of luck to our student athletes that are going to be competing in fall sports. And we look forward to having a tremendously successful school year. So thank you.
Next up is board comments. Seeing none. Announcements.
August 23rd, curriculum meeting, 10 a.m. via Zoom. And August 30th is facilities at 9 a.m. via Zoom.
The Strategic Planning, Technology, and Transportation Committee meeting is scheduled to meet August 23rd at 8 a.m. Via Zoom.
Finance will schedule a meeting for August 22nd, it's Tuesday, at 8 a.m. Hopefully, we'll be able to discuss the state budget.
Madam Chair, on August the 15th at 6:30 to 8 o'clock, we started this about a year and a half ago with District 1, where we had community meetings once a month. And so we're looking to start those back on the 15th. And our topic is let's strengthen our students and community as we prepare for students and families in District 1 to start the school year off. So anyone who is in our district, as well as community members, you're welcome to come, as we are looking forward to having a phenomenal school year throughout Union County Public Schools.
We're going to move the September meeting from the 5th to the 6th, Wednesday the 6th. That's it. If not, I need a motion to adjourn.